Hey, folks. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me. I had to move my light real quick so I could fix something. So, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Of course, we're going to talk about the goings on of today, different things that have happened today. But I want to go on record to say POTUS still out here being raggedy. I mean, ain't much changed in that regard. So he's still out here being the raggedy person that he's being. Good afternoon, Michael and user 229. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. He's out here being as raggedy as he always is, you know. And quiet is kept. Most Americans will not be happy until we see this type of mugshot. Hey, Love Harley, good afternoon to you. They're talking about now how the young Trump voters are crashing out about this war in Iran because they're thinking about a draft. We're going to talk about that today. Hey, Linda, because we're going to talk about an article that I read earlier today. I even read it, I think, when I was online this morning. I read some excerpts to you guys. Hey, Trail, good afternoon, beautiful. Hey, Scorpio girl. So I've read some excerpts to you guys from that article, but I'm seeing more stuff online in different places. Why? Because the bros, right? All the young bros. Hey, Jesse. Hey, Heartfelt. Hey, King of Darkness, who voted for Trump, they're now concerned they may get drafted. Hey, Lilac, I just want to clap for them. I'll be honest. I just want to clap for these guys, because I think in many ways, these guys, they thought they were winning. You know who's really winning? Us. You talk about the counterterrorism guy. If that's the case, I did hear that he was stepping down. I put a video out on it earlier today that he stepped down. I saw that. And I just want to go on record. I'm going to tell you why that guy stepped down. I'm going to tell you my opinion of why he did it. He did it because he knows that Trump loves to blame shit on other people. He already blamed the strikes in Iran on Jared, Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth. He already said, well, they told me. Trump is looking for somebody to hide behind. Okay? That's all. That's why yesterday, he called for NATO ally nations to help out in Iran. No, don't nobody want to be left holding that can of snakes. That is America's can of snakes that it opened. They got to wrangle them up themselves. Hey, Dre Day, got to wrangle them up themselves. That's what will happen. Why would America need to reinstate the draft? Because we need to get all these red pillars out there in the field. That's why they sitting at home in their parents' house in the basement. So they need to be somewhere doing something, because all they do is sit on the internet all day. So at least this way their life will be, no, Constantine, stop it with your nonsense. That ain't nonsense. You should be drafted. Yup, you only got 572 followers. They should draft your ass for having that haze over your fucking icon. Get your ass out of here. You a whole fucking man, got that haze, look like that you coming to Jesus. Stop it. Trying to hide the fact that you trying to do like this and ain't no fucking muscles there. Stop it. Stop it. He just mad he can't get drafted. But me personally, I want the youngins to get drafted. So they have something else to do with their fucking time, so I can play GTA 5 without interruptions. So I can play on the public fucking server and not get harassed by little children. So yeah, suck their ass up and send their ass to Iran. I don't give a shit. They don't care about nobody else, so why the hell should I care about them? Quiet as kept, it's the most action most of them will ever see. You know, We should start telling them that women think it's really sexy when you go to war. Right? That's what we should tell them. Women think it's so sexy when you go to war. They gonna run to get sign me up. I'm trying to get me a woman. They say women love war. That's what I'm gonna tell them they do. Women love war, especially when you don't make it home. Oh, we love that. Oh, I'll wait for you. That's not gonna happen. She's not gonna wait for you. She's gonna be kicking it with the guy that's too old to be drafted. She's gonna say, I'll write. Don't forget to write me. Please. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. If you got time to write, that means that's work that you could have been doing. You need to get to work, sir. But yeah, they say Gen Z crashes out over Trump's Iran war, right? They say, okay, Jacob, a 28-year-old black man in Arizona who leans Republican. Well, Jacob should be drafted because he's stupid. But okay, I'm going to finish reading this. On whether the U.S. should be supporting regime change in Iran, Jacob says, I don't know if I think the U.S. should be supporting regime change on the other side of the world. But you were just cheering for it like 2 weeks ago. But they say it's all good just a week ago. They was just cheering for this shit. Thank you, Tyra. They were just cheering for it. And good evening to you, Tyra. Exactly, Lilac. You know why they voted for Trump and they didn't want to be drafted? They didn't think that far ahead because, see, Trump promised them no new wars. Hey, Gravy, remember that. Trump said no new wars, and it was real memeable. So because he was a memeable ass president, right? And say it again, Evan, and they were proud to vote for Trump. They were proud. They need to be just as fucking proud to put that uniform on and fight for America. See, proving they punk asses ain't conservatives. They're not conservatives and they're not patriots. They're none of those things. Well, if your punk ass can play Call of Duty, you can put on a uniform and fight for your country. Get to it. I'm just a woman. Ain't nobody calling me up. Get to it. Say it again, Gravy. America, fuck yeah. Oh, I forgot. It is St. Patty's Day. Look, I forgot to put on my, look, I'm going to put it to the side so I can feel like I'm in the Gap Band. That made me feel like I'm in the Gap Band. You know, you dropped the bomb on me, baby. I don't even know if the Gap Band, yeah, they did. But you turned me out, babe. Me, baby. Hey, you dropped the bomb on me. You say, oh, happy birthday to your mama, Lilac. Happy birthday to her. And she needs to see many, many more. Many, many more. Look. So I'm gonna just put it like this. Look. So when MAGA come in, I'll be like, oh, this cowgirl, I think I need to wrangle me a MAGA. But anyway, listen to Jacob. I want y'all to listen to Jacob. Jacob says he doesn't know if we should be supporting regime change on the other side of the world. Jacob says, I just think let the people who live over there handle it and focus more on internal and domestic problems. We have enough of them here. Shut up, Jacob. You're a black Republican. Don't nobody listen to you. Somebody need to pull Jacob to the side. He hanging around too many white conservatives. He thinks he's one of them. Okay. Oh, Lord have mercy. Then a 21-year-old Asian man in Georgia who declined to be named but voted Republican. Somebody need to get a hold of him too. He's not white. Somebody need to get a hold of him, okay? But anyway, he says, hell no. Are you crazy? You know, bro, Iran is filled with mountains and you already have troops dying and they're not even on the ground. That would be ridiculous. Shut up, man from Georgia. Put on your fucking uniform. You're 21. You're ripe for the picking. You are the perfect sacrificial lamb for America. Let's go again. 26-year-old Bryson, a white man in South Carolina who voted for Trump, asked to describe his reaction to the airstrikes on Iran. He says it was discussed because Trump said he wasn't going to start any new wars. Why would he bomb Iran if he wasn't going to start any new wars? The only reason I could think of is I'm real. Shut up, Bryson. You're 26 years old, prime for the picking. Put that fucking uniform on and go sacrifice for your country. Thank you, Star. You know, funny thing, I bought this last year. Never used it. Maybe I used it once. You know, that's the crazy thing. Bought it at the dollar store. Dollar store, you can't even get shit like this no more. Let me see. Then they say, here's another one. Just leave the country, fucking be, and let them choose whoever they want. But I thought y'all was cheering for regime change. Wasn't they just cheering for regime change like 2 weeks ago? Trumpers and shit. Hey, Tracy, wasn't they just cheering for that? But okay. Then Austin, a 26-year-old white male in Pennsylvania, he says, why we gotta put our noses in it, bro? For real. How about we worry about our own economic bullshit? Why do they all say bro? What is that? To me, it's lack of education. But anyway, Austin don't want to go. Austin need to shut up and suit up from Pennsylvania. That's all I know. And they better keep it quiet when they're getting drafted and getting sent overseas. Don't be crying while I'm trying to watch Bridgerton. I can't hear all that shit. Okay? Quiet. You're making the ultimate sacrifice so the rest of us can continue to watch Bridgerton in comfort. I'm just happy. I'm so happy for them. Yep, he sure did. He stopped it because he didn't want you guys to talk about them Epstein files. But how am I supposed to watch Bridgerton when all these MAGA men are crying like this? How? I can't. It's too noisy. It's too much of a distraction. I need them to shut up. Not go to the ear for Trump. One of them says Trump promised lower prices on oil. That was a complete lie because gas is like $4. You know what? MAGA's this close to getting it. They're almost close. They've almost figured out Trump lied to them. Almost. But I don't think most of these guys are going to realize it until they're in Iran in uniform. I'm going to send a message to the president. Mr. President, all these young guys who voted for you are being extremely disrespectful. And I think the only way that they're going to understand the sacrifice that you've made is once they're on the soil of Iran, booted and suited, fighting for America. You need to send them there. I don't feel no sorrow for them. None. Okay? And if I catch any of them saying they hiding, guess what I'm going to do? I'm calling the authorities. I'm calling the government. Hey, it's a draft dodger over here. His ass need to get to Iran and fight for us. They were so happy before. Y'all remember that? Now all of a sudden they're not happy. You realize that's Don? Yeah, that's Don Tiger King Trump. Yeah, that's Don Tiger King Trump. He talked these people into all types of mess, and they're still trying to make sense of it. Every single one of them. They still trying to figure it out. But they can't figure it out. And the reason why they can't figure it out because Trump lied. We know he lied. One guy says, look, it makes me regret ever voting for him. It makes me regret even liking Trump. Honestly, and with the whole Epstein shebang that's going on, he's really probably the worst pick to be president at the moment. But you picked him. You voted for him. Shut up and go put on that uniform. Put on your boots. Get your ass over there and fight for America. Don't nobody care about you having voters' remorse. You know why they liked him so much before? Because Trump acts very infantile, very childish. And a lot of these young guys are still very childish. Remember, I told y'all this morning, there is a, what do you call it? What do you call that thing? There is a term that's getting used now for they call it stay-at-home sons. You know how you got stay-at-home moms? Now they got these things they call them stay-at-home sons. Sons who have never moved out of their parents' home. Ever. So they don't take shit seriously. Because, see, they don't ever hit rock bottom. See, they got this cushion to fall on. It's called their fucking parents. You understand? Now, I'm going to tell you when America's going to hit a huge crisis. As these parents keep dying and these children find out they got to take care of themselves. Because this is the thing. A lot of them kids, hey, Striking Black Doll, a lot of these kids think that they're going to get in all this money and this property when their parents die. But they're leaning on their parents while their parents are alive and their parents don't work. So you know what their parents have done? Reverse mortgages. So as soon as mama and papa pass away, oh, them people kicking your ass out that house. Because your mom and daddy been living off that money, been having to take care of your ass. Yeah, they do want women to pick up the slack. It ain't happening. Yep. They gonna take that shit. Yep. I saw something this morning when Polymarket was saying people are cashing in their 401ks like crazy. I can believe it. You said your uncle and aunt did that because they knew. And can I be honest? Dre Day, I feel like some parents do reverse mortgages because the only way them kids ever gonna get out of their house is when them parents die. So them parents say, yeah, I got something for your ass. You're not going to sit in this fucking house after I'm dead and gone and just sit here and not take care of it. Because think about it. If the kids ain't already taking care of the house, they not already helping their parents. The best way for them parents to get out from up under that shit is to do a reverse mortgage. And when they die, that house go back to them people. Yup. Your punk ass got to get your own place. It's going to be a lot of people in that situation. You say you've never had 401k in retirement. You're 38 and a nurse. I can't afford to put money. I can believe you, beautiful. I can believe you, you're friendly. You know why? Because the system is set up. There is no concept of retirement. There's just an expectation now that we're supposed to work until we die. Yeah. Only the rich get to retire. And live off their investments. The rest of us are supposed to just work till we die. Oh, listen, I know where you coming from. You're friendly. Same boat. Married to 2 incomes. We ain't got shit to show for it. Because it ain't set up to be that way. It's not set up to be that way. It is set up. It is set up for us to fail. Who got us through COVID? Not Don Tiger King Trump. Don Tiger King Trump got to take our ass out of here. Shit. Over 1 million Americans didn't make it through COVID. And the people that live still voted for him. Okay. You retired and had to go back to work. Yeah, the inflation, you know why, Michael? Because this guy here, he didn't handle COVID well, and they kept sending out all that free money to people. So all that free money that Trump and Republicans sent out, that caused inflation, Michael. Thank this guy. He's causing more inflation this time too. Remember that? Hello, are you there? What happened, Michael? Did those facts, are they weighing so heavy on your fingers that you don't know how to type? No, ain't no anyway, Michael. We're going to deal with this. I thank you for loving my hat, but all that free money that was sent out during the pandemic was what caused inflation. People were getting a lot of money during COVID. I still worked, so that wasn't an option for me. But this guy, so that people would like him and still be happy about what was happening, he sent out a whole bunch of free money. Oh no, Michael, this is tea. Kool-Aid is the stuff that MAGA drinks. Mm-hmm. Yep, Michael. So where you working now? Walmart? Let's talk about your low wage job, because I know it's low wage. Where you working? Walmart, Dollar Store, Dollar Tree, Dollar General. Where you working? I'll wait. Thank you, Phil. You house homeless veterans in Kentucky. So socialism. You do socialism. So the government, so people that are also soldiers in socialist jobs, they come home and the government shafted them. You don't say, Michael. Wow. Be careful. Pretty soon you might be there with them. Thank you, Wind. I appreciate that. See, I caught that little slight. You know what I mean? I caught that little slight. So I just, I'm like, since we just doing it, let's do it. But they say, come on, do it. Just do it. That's me. Let's just, me too, Mars. I love socialism. I don't know about what they talking about. This girl right here, I fucking love socialism. Okay? Thank you, Gray Eye. I love socialism, okay? I really do. I don't know why people don't. Rich people love socialism. Rich people love socialism. They do this thing where they go to your government and they get tax credits to build businesses in your neighborhood, and then they don't pay no taxes. And you pay all the taxes, but they get all the benefits. Rich people do that shit all the time. You like my pen pad, Oscar? Look, I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful, because TikTok don't let you say nothing. Yeah, happy St. Patty's Day. Not that I don't even celebrate St. Patrick's Day, but I had this hat. We got this only happened because of free money that the administration gave away. They gave away a lot of free money, and that caused inflation. That's how people was taking all them fucking vacations during COVID, doing all that stuff. Thank you, Rena. Doing all those things. That's how that happened. Free money. Socialist money. Conservatives say they hate socialism, but during that pandemic, y'all cashed all them socialist checks, didn't you? Come on. Did y'all send them checks back? Did you say to the government, I don't want this socialist money. I'm a patriot. I don't take free money. I bet you ain't sent it back. Oh, I know we worked for it, but they call it free money, Cassie B. But I bet you every fucking pandemic check that any MAGA fucking got, I bet you they spent it. I bet you they kept that money. I bet you they didn't send that money back to government. That's why I be like, shut up. They talk a lot of shit, but they love socialism too. Okay? They be the first ones talking about they supposed to get a government scooter. Okay? I was supposed to get a government scooter. The government was going to put a hospital bed in my house. Government going to give me an oxygen tank. So how come you can have socialism when your ass is old, but we can't have socialism to feed children? Okay. I done told y'all a big part of why we got a lot of poverty and a lot of hardcore with the government not wanting to help nobody, greedy ass old people who built their entire lives on socialism. All these old people that that talk that shit, their lives are based on fucking socialism. Okay? No, that is Trump. That's Don Tiger King Trump right there, Nikki. Y'all got to understand, when y'all hear people talk I'm in my 50s, 60s, 70s, 80, 90 years old, all them motherfuckers got some socialism. All of them. That's when socialism for real was in its fucking prime. They all got their socialism. Their fucking GI Bills, their fucking housing programs for civilians, their home builder credits, their child care credits. Child care credits is socialism. Yeah, exactly, Dre Day. Socialism is a negative Republican talking point. That's why I always say if socialism's so bad, this is where I say Democrats need to fix their messaging. If socialism is so bad, how come Elon Musk likes it? He gets it. He gets a lot of socialist money. So socialism, is that what we call when we give rich people bailouts? Because that's socialism too. Your tax money is bailing them out. Yes, earned income credit is socialism. It's a tax credit. It's a tax credit. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with getting it. I'm just saying people love to say, oh, I'm not like them. I don't get food stamps. Socialism is socialism. Period. But we love to do this separation. Well, I'm better than this person because I don't get food stamps. So do you know how I don't think sometimes people understand how poor you have to be to get fucking food stamps. That's not something that's easy to get. On paper, you got to be destitute. On paper, to get food stamps. Real shit. You have to be fucking destitute. Girl, Vicky, I wish I had some food stamps too. For real, I wish I had some government cheese. Catch that part. Catch that part. I wish I had government cheese. How about that? Shit. How about that? I could sell them bricks nice. You heard me. I could sell them bricks nice. Just so y'all know. Just so y'all know. I just want to make that crystal clear. I just saw something funny. Somebody said Trump could cure Alzheimer's and liberals would be mad about it. Then somebody posted, meanwhile, the Trump administration has slashed grants for Alzheimer's and aging research by over 50%. So he's not going to cure Alzheimer's. Let's speak in facts, not fiction, right? Hold up. Focus Hope in Michigan gives seniors government cheese. Hey, listen, y'all. I need to get hooked up with one of them seniors so I can buy some of that fucking cheese. You're right. Government cheese was socialism for dairy farms. Facts. Facts. You say, why do we never see the war on social media? I do. That's your timeline. Just look it up. You'll find it. You'll see it. All you gotta do is look it up. Real shit. All you gotta do is look it up. And then you'll see it. Now, I want to tell y'all something. Chief Justice Roberts of the Supreme Court, bruh says that hostility towards judges has got to stop. Well, then he should talk to the administration. When a judge does something that they don't like, they attack the judge. The call is coming from inside the house, sir. The call is coming from inside the house. I don't know why you telling us. We're not the ones doing it. Okay? We're not the ones doing it. That call is coming from inside the house. Okay? Inside the house. That's not us. That's your own peoples. That's your own peoples, brother. I'm just looking. Did y'all see the press? Well, it wasn't really a press conference today. I gotta take this off. My head's starting to sweat. Shit, ain't no breathability in that cap. So, did y'all see earlier today? Trump had somebody visit the White House from another nation, right? So the the press asked him about allies and helping in Iran. He flipped again. He said, well, you know, we needed help, but we didn't need help, and we don't need them. You see why people won't help us? Nobody can help you if they don't trust you. See, in order for somebody to help you, they have to trust you. Why would you help somebody you don't trust? I'm going to tell you why the administration was asking the other day for help from other allies. I'm going to tell you why. Because Donald Trump, Don Tiger King Trump, is looking for someone to blame. Right? Can't find it. My ideal form of government, socialism. A government that works for the working class, not for rich people. That's my ideal government. One that works for us, not for the rich. But Trump is looking for other nations because Trump wants somebody to hide behind, to say we could have won that war if it wasn't for such and such. Well, ain't no such and such. It's just Trump. It's just America, and I'm real. That's it. Nothing in between. So if there's a failure, it's on us. And he don't like to fail. I don't know nothing about that, Cheryl. He not missing. No, he not. I know you ain't think he was up there flying no jets, girl. I don't believe that. I'm being honest. I just don't believe that. I'm just being honest with y'all. That I don't believe. You say United States of America. U.S. does not encompass all of America. Well, not all of the Americas, but when we're talking about the United States of America, yeah, Trump does not like losers, even though he is one. He sees one every day in the mirror. And maybe that's why he be fighting us so much. That's the only thing I could think. Because I am of the mindset that Trump ultimately, like I said, he's not asking for help in the Strait of Hormuz. He's looking for somebody to scapegoat to, and he's looking for somebody to save his reputation. Because he done fucked up. He's fucked up. He's fucked up. He thought this shit was going to be easy. He was wrong. Yeah, I saw the counterterrorism guy bounce, but I go, that guy's MAGA. That guy is just as bad as Trump. You know why that guy got out? Because that guy knew that Trump was looking for people to blame. This is a fuck up of royal proportions. And Trump is looking for a scapegoat. And you know who he's going to find a scapegoat in? All them people in that fucking cabinet that he appointed. Marco Rubio, JD Vance, Pete Hegseth. Every single one of them going to have to take the L for this shit. Oh, this shit, I'm sorry. I find this shit hilarious. Hilarious. Right? Because he's looking for a scapegoat. Trump like this right now. Where can I find me a sucker to take responsibility for a problem I created? That's what he's looking for. A sucker. And he's having a hard time finding one. But he's looking. And I'm telling you, if nobody's going to volunteer, he's going to volunteer them. I'm just letting y'all know that's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to volunteer them. And that's a fact. He is going to volunteer them. Now, I want to show y'all something. Now, I want to prepare you in advance before I show it to you. Okay? Get ready, okay? You ready? Let me move it over a little bit. Let me make it big before I make it small again. I'm going to just I want y'all to look close at these faces. Look at these faces. I want y'all to look at them. Okay. I got a video coming out about this too. I've already recorded it. Okay. Okay. So these people are the faces of the folks on the new Kennedy Center board. No, they're not sick. That's just bad plastic surgery. That's all. That's just bad plastic surgery. When I first saw it, you know what I said? Why do they look like burn victims? Think about it. Look at them. I don't understand how you have all this money, but you always, no, this is more than Botox. Some of this is people had their faces cut off and then pulled back further. Just when everything settled, it didn't quite settle properly. You know what I mean? No, that's not AI, beloved. I wish it was. That's not AI. Some of the faces kind of look how a face, you know how when little children draw things? You know how that is? How little kids draw pictures of people? This is how the people would kind of look. And you'd be like, oh, the precious baby, you tried to do a self-portrait of me. I don't look nothing like that, but okay. I thought Hannibal too. You know what I thought about? I thought about that dude from Hannibal, where Hannibal had messed up his face and you could see his thoughts. And I got to put that video up. I already recorded it. I had the same thought. It's very Hannibal-esque, you know? Or remember the first Men in Black. Remember the first Men in Black? And the guy, the bug came to Earth, and then he took that exterminated dude's body and he could stretch his whole face back and shit. Kind of like that too. Sugar, more. It's kind of like that. Yeah. But these are the people that work so hard to ruin our lives. No problem, Gray Eye. Thank you so much for coming through. These are the people that want to ruin our lives, and they look like that. They look like that. That's why they mad. Had all that surgery and still like this, they still look like they're in a wind tunnel, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who she is in the top corner. I don't know. But I tell you this, they all got money. All of them. They all have money, but they all have bad skin. Yeah, they look like they've been in a wind tunnel with a melted candle. Look at them. I'm telling you, that's why sometimes I say some of people who get a lot of extreme plastic surgery, that's why I look at it and I say some of it's a mental illness. Because I don't understand how you can look at yourself and think you're so hideous that you should let somebody like mess up on your face and then have you looking like this, as if this is better than what you had before. Don't even make sense. Anything you had before you got surgery is better than this. But this is who Trump put on the board. I just want y'all to know what the people look like that are supposedly on the board at the Kennedy Center. Now, I want to tell y'all something. I saw that Bernie Sanders said. Bernie Sanders said this week, because they're doing a filibuster to try to stop any voting on the SAVE Act, because, you know, Republicans are going to plow that bitch through. And I expect John Fetterman to vote for it too, you know, because he's such a Democrat in name only. So I expect that. Thank you, Cassie. I expect him to do that. But Bernie Sanders is saying, read the Epstein files during the filibuster. Fuck it. I say they should. Read that shit. Read that shit. Republicans have worked real hard to get rid of the filibuster then. Now, I want to mention this too. You know how the Joe Kent guy resigned today, all of that stuff. Trump picked him. They tell Trump he resigned. And then Trump proceeds to talk about this man, saying he thought he was a nice guy, but he was weak on security, but he didn't know him well. So why was he working for you? Thank you so much for the coral reef, whoever sent that. I appreciate that. You have to excuse me. I don't understand what some of those things, those gifts mean when I get them. Eyes old. But this is Trump. You say you don't know him well, but you hired him. So who actually told you to hire the man then if you don't know his ass? No, we're not in the Twilight Zone episode, Cassie. You know what it is? The education system. Donald Trump comes from a lot of money, but he's not a very well-educated man. Contrary to what he says. He isn't, because he doesn't speak like he is. He speaks like he don't know what the fuck he talking about. And that's just what it is. That's how he speaks. That's where we are now. Oh, I want to tell y'all something. In case if you need some electronics, Samsung, the workers who do the chips for Samsung, they're voting on an 18-day mega strike that could totally fuck up the entire supply chain. People ain't fucking around. Thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate that, oldies. People ain't fucking around. Real talk. Real shit. I'm like, whoa. It's bad, y'all. It's bad. It's really, really bad. Child. And I didn't know this, but the Doge cuts that Trump allowed to happen, because the president knew the whole time what Elon Musk was doing, those Doge cuts also slashed the staff that was responsible, that handled the Middle Eastern oil and gas crises. Those were the people that were responsible for handling that. Well, Elon Musk fired all of them. He pushed them out. So those people are gone. America. An immigrant really did take all of our jobs. They just didn't tell us the immigrant would be from South Africa. Oh, Elon Musk is certainly compromised. I don't know what made them think he wasn't. Y'all, I just saw the best shit ever. See, it's times like this I be wishing I lived in the hood or had a hood connect. I'm watching this black man run an entire hibachi cooking spot out the trunk of his car. Bro got scrumps, he got chicken, he got steak back there, he got the fried rice. Like he has the flat top grill in the motherfucking trunk of the car. This is why I love the hood. This is why I love the hood. Because my people are, listen, tomorrow on Patreon, I'm going to show y'all this fucking video. No bullshit. Bruh got the whole hibachi set up. He got a hatchback. Okay. He got a hatchback car. So he lifted up that back little trunk portion. And you know how like in them old school hatchbacks, you could sit back there and just chill once you pull up the top in the back. Bruh got the whole hot hibachi grill in the back. Man, you know that food fire. And why he got a line too. You saw it, Cassie. I'm like, I ain't even mad at bro. You better make that money. Why do people call it hibachi? They call it hoodbachi. I listen. I ain't even mad. I ain't even mad. I'm not even mad. If I had a hatchback, I'd be doing that shit. Now, oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I ran into something. Remember the 90s, y'all, when gas was like 99 cent or 79 cent for fucking gas? Y'all remember that? I remember that. Yeah, Hoodbachi is the name. I love it. Listen, that bruh, somebody need to gift that bruh a food truck. Real shit. Somebody need to gift that man a food truck. Because if he already has customers lined up at the back of a hatchback, oh, then he already know how to cook. The issue is not that he can't cook. He just needs more resources. That's all. I ain't even mad at bruh. I ain't even mad at this man. I'm not even mad at him. I wish he was local. I wish he was local. What? These people are nuts. Okay. Hold on, y'all. I just saw. I don't understand. Okay, so I want to switch gears to something that I wanted to talk to y'all about this afternoon. Here we go. And I mentioned it when I first got on here. I want to talk about these young Trump voters saying they're not going to vote for Donald. They're upset that they voted for Trump. They feel tricked. They feel lied to. But Trump didn't lie to them. I want to be clear. Donald Trump never lied to none of these people. He told them they weren't listening. He told them who he was. He showed them who he was. They weren't listening. While Trump does lie, Grace, he does. He told them, he said, I'm going to do mass deportations. He never lied about that. He told them. They cheered. They cheered. He said it. He said that he was going to fire federal workers. He said it. They said, no, 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 no. Y'all take Trump too seriously. We take him figuratively, not literally. That's what I remember when Trump was saying these things, and I remember they cheered. I also remember they cheered when Trump said, I like the uneducated. Y'all remember that? I remember that. And they cheered. They were like, yeah, we're stupid. Yeah. I remember that. Right. They didn't think it was going to be them, Catherine. That's the exact point. They didn't think so. They thought it would be everybody else with them. But all these young men who voted for this, right? They're concerned about going to war. Oh, well. Oh, well. Suit up and boot up. Because they talk so much about everybody trying to take their well, immigrants can't take this job from you. Go do your job. I love this for them. I love this for them. Because immigrants can't take their job in this regard, right? They got to go do their own selective service. You can't ask a migrant to do that work for you. I love that for them. Pickle, shut up. My daughter's cat over there just yelling. Pickle's just going to town. I'm just checking to see if there's anything else that I wanted to mention to y'all. Just double checking. Okay, Florida. If you live in the state of Florida, child, I'm so glad I don't live in Florida. Your legislature is up to it again. Let me just go on. Let me just change this. Hold on. I'm gonna change this picture. I'm changing it to that. Hold on. Cause let me just suit this up. Okay. I'm gonna just go ahead and put this up. Your state of Florida, folks. I'm preparing you in advance. You know how we talk about data centers and how I always tell y'all, I say, listen, data centers ain't nothing but rich people taking your water. Remember I told you that? Remember I told you that, right? Well, there is a bill headed to Ron DeSantis's desk that may remove the public's right to know on data centers. Basically, it would take away your right to know when large data centers are coming to your community. In the state of Florida. Again, why wouldn't your government want you to know that data centers are coming to your neighborhood? Why wouldn't they want you to know that? Because they don't want you to have no choices. They just want to give land away to rich people and let rich people steal your water, contaminate your air and your communities. That's all. So this is what's happening, folks. Florida lawmakers have already passed the bill preventing data center costs from increasing residents' utility bills. They passed something like that. I'm not sure how they're going to do that. But the final version of the bill, so listen, this is how they play with y'all. So in this bill, they made it so that data centers can't increase your utility bill. But in this same bill, they removed a requirement for public disclosure of new data center locations. So in short, they're not required to tell you a data center is coming to your community. By the time you find out about it, it's too late. They already building that shit. But hey, Florida don't like no socialism. Whoever wants to come build data centers, Grace, whoever builds data centers in Florida with this new bill, the public is not required to be notified of such a thing. You know what? I'm starting to feel, you remember, y'all remember back in the day when we were kids, we used to watch them Bugs Bunny cartoons, and Bugs Bunny would always cut Florida off of the United States and let it just drift off into the ocean. And I never quite understood why Bugs always did that. Now I get it. Now I see why he was like, fuck that. Let it go. Now I see why. He did. Now you remember, Cassie? Bugs would always cut off Florida and let him just drift off. And I always laughed, but I didn't get the joke. But now I get it. Lets me know Florida was some mess even back then. Get this. State agencies will be allowed to enter into non-disclosure agreements with data center companies. This is supposed to be your government. This is supposed to be your government. Your government. If you live in the state of Florida, you are paying taxes to Florida. And they're working in cahoots with the big companies to kill you. Wow. Wow. Okay. They passed this bill on March 13th. So while you won't have, so they say, pay more for electricity or water because of the data centers, no, they'll just come up with a different excuse as to why your water bill and your electricity bill went up. But they'll never say it's the data centers because this bill says they can't charge you more because of the data centers. Y'all got to pay attention to this shit, okay? What's the CDL situation, DJ Escrow? I can look it up, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're talking about. So I want to be clear. But consumers in Florida will not be privy to whether a data center is being constructed near them based upon the final approved version of the bill. And Ron DeSantis, it's up to him to sign it into law. You know he's going to sign it. Please. Of course he's going to sign it. It's Bill SB 484. They took the part out of the bill that required the public to be notified whether a data center would come to a community. They also removed a prohibition for state agencies to enter into non-disclosure agreements with companies looking to develop and build data centers in Florida. They say, I'm trying to look and see what else. Apparently, okay, there's a proposal for something called Project Tango. It's a campus near West Palm Beach, a roughly 200-acre complex intended for AI computing. Because the locals in the area have been pushing back against it. Well, your government don't care. Now, it says in the bill that data center companies must pay for their own utilities so that residents aren't burdened in their electricity and water bills, but they still going to be taking your water and they're still going to be contaminating your water and your air and the noise pollution on top of it. But okay. The bill also requires that the State Office of Program Policy Analysis and Government Accountability submit a study to the governor and legislative leadership about the construction and operation of data centers by July 1st of 2027. So y'all getting them data centers. Florida don't give a shit. Yep, they don't give a shit. Wow. Florida, your government is not working for you in any way in Florida. Like, it's bad. It don't work for you at all. Some got to give, folks. Some got to give because AI is tearing up our communities. Real talk. AI is tearing up our communities. Damn, somebody asked the question, all of you that hate Trump, would you like him if he was a Democrat? And the person responded, we don't even like Chuck Schumer. That is the answer. Like the fuck? You must not know Democrats. They will eat their fucking own. They don't care. They don't care. Wow, you guys, officials in Social Circle, Georgia, cut off water and sewage to a site bought by DHS for a massive ICE concentration camp. Georgia said, nope, you ain't setting up shop here. You're going to have to figure out somewhere else to go. Go to Florida. Florida will let you do it. They'll let you do anything. Florida will let you do any fucking thing. The only thing I just want to leave you guys with something tonight. Real talk. I just want to leave you with something tonight. And fuck Jake Tapper. I see some Jake Tapper shit. I'm so over him. Okay. So I want to read to you guys a post from Trump on Truth Social. Just listen. He says the United States has been informed by most of our NATO allies that they don't want to get involved with our military operation against the terrorist regime of Iran in the Middle East. And I'm stopping in certain places because he didn't use no periods to the end of it. This was just one big run-on paragraph. But okay. He says, despite the fact that almost every country strongly agreed with what we are doing, no, he did use some periods, and that Iran cannot in any way, shape, or form be allowed to have a nuclear weapon. But Trump told us last year they made sure that they didn't have one no more. Okay, but anyway, he says, I'm not surprised by their action. However, because I always considered NATO, where we spend hundreds of billions of dollars per year protecting these same countries, to be a one-way street. We will protect them, but they will do nothing for us in particular in a time of need. You started the Board of Peace, sir. You said you were pulling us out of NATO, sir. You said that NATO was weak, sir. You said that you might take Greenland. You did that, sir. Why would they help you fight somebody else? Okay. Anyway, then they say, he said, fortunately, we have decimated Iran's military. So he says, their Navy is gone, their Air Force is gone, their anti-aircraft and radar is gone, and perhaps most importantly, their leaders. No, they're not. They replaced those leaders. At virtually every level are gone, never to threaten us, our Middle Eastern allies, or the world again. Because of the fact that we have such military success, we no longer need or desire the NATO country's assistance. In less than 24 hours, they just asked for it yesterday. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. This shit is just funny. They said, we never needed their assistance. We never did. He said, likewise, Japan, Australia, or South Korea. In fact, speaking as president of the United States of America, by far the most powerful country anywhere in the world, we do not need the help of anyone. He put that in all caps. Okay. He said, thank you for your attention on this matter, President Donald J. Trump. So he's doubling down saying we don't need nobody's help. Okay. Just remember that. They did. Because just yesterday we were begging for other folks' help. When we didn't get it, then we said, forget you, we don't need your help. This is why nobody takes us seriously. They don't take us seriously because we're led by somebody that's sundowning. He's sundowning. This shit don't make no sense. Now, one more thing. Those of you in Texas, you know Trump had put out an ultimatum. Thank you so much, Soup. I appreciate that. He put out an ultimatum. He said, because I'm preparing y'all, because yeah, it's after 5. So I wonder what's going to happen. Because, okay. So basically, Trump gave an ultimatum and he said, either Cornyn, right? Or Paxton got to drop out of that fucking race. He said one of them better drop out. I say they both have big ass egos. Neither one of them are going to pull out. Both of them want to win. So neither are going to pull out. And then Trump has to make a decision. Who is he going to endorse? See, this is working out for James Tallarico more and more. Why? Because 2 Republicans on the ticket would splinter the vote. They'll never get enough votes because they're just going to stay keeping the votes all splintered. But their egos are not going to let them pull out. Because if they were embarrassed by anything, these 2 guys would have been left politics, but they haven't. So they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. And it's really a race to the bottom to see who is most deplorable. And you'll see conservatives say a lot, we're saving America. Let me tell y'all something. If America did need to be saved, these the last motherfuckers to save us. That look, because that is Trump. That's Donald Trump Jones. I told you that Republicans are the people temple of politics. I told y'all. I've been saying this from the beginning, that the MAGA movement is the people's temple of politics. Look at them. Now he wants themselves to sacrifice themselves for him by going to war. I told y'all. I knew I was right about this dude. He's a mess. Real talk. Real talk. I'm just like, this is where we are right now as a country. It shouldn't be that way, but I'm telling y'all, until we get a handle on it, ain't nothing going to change. Okay? Now, I want to read something to you guys from this. This is the last thing I'll read tonight. From a gentleman in Kuwait. A Kuwaiti analyst openly criticized Gulf policy towards Washington after the latest strikes, saying the region paid billions for influence and received nothing in return. You hear that? Kuwait said we paid money. This Kuwaiti official said we paid money. He said he pointed directly to Jared Kushner, noting that Gulf money flowed heavily into his direction. Yet the same states that financed those channels still ended up facing strikes and pressure. He's openly saying they bribed Jared Kushner and complaining about the low return on investment. Well, they're fools, because I don't know why they would trust any of them. They're all crooks. But I'm going to tell you a problem. American crooks they've never met crooks like Middle Eastern crooks. But you're going to learn. Y'all going to learn. Thank you, Candy. Y'all going to learn. Y'all going to learn. I just want to say, listen, thank y'all for joining me tonight. I'm just sitting here trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. And I didn't. But the House Oversight Committee has subpoenaed Pam Bondi. I wonder what she gonna come save the fuck now. The Dow, it's over 50,000. No, it's not. No, it's not, bitch. You can't say that this time. You too, Red Dog. Have a great evening. Now, listen, don't forget the newest episode of the Straight No Chaser podcast drops tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Those of you who are members of Patreon, you will get it tonight. I've already edited it. Technically, it's already there. I just got to hit the publish button on Patreon. So I'll do that tonight. This week's episode is called Grow the Fuck Up, where I talk about what growing up really means, like adulting. And when I share about when I finally like was aware, oh shit, I am an adult. I got to do this whole adult thing. So please listen to this episode and tell me what you guys think about it. Did I see the video with Trump begging? Oh, I saw it. And I hope those migrants do not come back. It would not be smart to, because you come back on a 2A visa program only to get hemmed up and get put back in detention. It ain't worth the risk. The risk ain't worth the reward. No matter what. Okay? Listen, we got over 83,000 likes tonight. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Got over 40 shares. Thank you so much for that. I want to send a shout out to my top 5 gifters. I try to do this every live. Number 1, beautiful Candy. Thank you so much, beautiful. Number 2, beautiful Soup. Thank you so much, Soup. Number 3, beautiful My Dog is Charlie. Thank you so much, beautiful. Number 4, Miss Beautiful Skeeter. Thank you so much. Number 5, beautiful Trail. Thank you so much, beautiful. And a special shout out to Tyra. Thank you, beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate you. Coming in at number 6. Listen, I love you guys. I want you to have a beautiful and blessed night. Girl, turn those gifts into beautiful transferable. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And don't forget the newest episode of the Straight No Chaser podcast. Like I told y'all, check out straightfactsnofilter.com. So you can see those new episodes as they come out. They come out there, Spotify, Patreon, and YouTube, okay? I love you all. Have a beautiful and blessed night. Listen, don't let nobody live rent-free in your head. Don't feed any trolls, and you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. Peace, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow morning. I love you. Have a beautiful